Chapter 36 Bottleneck Period. Ever since this spirit gathering array was built, Kang Qiong greeted his grandfather, Wang Tixiong, and found an excuse to stay in the stone cave to cultivate. Regarding this, Wang Tixiong didn't stop him. In the last battle, Kang Qiong had completely proved his strength. He wasn't worried about Kang Qiong's safety. Time flowed like water. Half a year passed in a flash, and the 10 medium-grade spirit stones that supported the operation of the spirit gathering formation also turned into flying dust and disappeared into the air. With the spirit gathering formation losing its effect, Kang Qiong finally stopped his days of closed-door bitter cultivation. On this day, Kang Qiong walked out of the stone cave and prepared to make a trip back to the Wang clan. Within these half a year, he had only gone back once a month, causing Wang Tixiong to complain for a while. But when he saw Kang Qiong's growing strength, he didn't have the slightest bit of resentment left. All he had was a pleased smile. It's a pity. If I had supported for another month, I would have been able to break through to the 7th level of the foundation establishment stage. Taking a deep breath, Kang Qiong walked out of the stone cave, shaking his head and sighing. With the help of the spirit gathering formation and the return to origin pill, during these half a year of bitter cultivation, coupled with his already powerful talents, his cultivation had received a huge boost. The current Kang Qiong was already a peak powerhouse at the 6th level of the foundation establishment stage, only half a step away from breaking through to the 7th level of the foundation establishment stage. Of course, this was only cultivation. With the greatness of Kang Qiong's hegemony blood, coupled with the terrifying hegemony fist, Kang Qiong's current combat power could almost be comparable to a foundation establishment stage 8th layer powerhouse, and only powerhouses at the foundation establishment stage 9th layer or above could pose a threat to him. Kid, don't be dissatisfied with an invincible physique like Kang Qiong's hegemonic blood. Cultivation enhancement is already slow, and to be able to be this fast now is already good. If you want it to be even faster, then the only way is to hurry up and get out of Heavy Iron City and venture out into the outside world. There are plenty of things like medium-grade spirit stones out there. Emperor Dan's voice rang out in his mind. Unla, I'll leave Heavy Iron City as soon as I break through to the 7th level of the foundation establishment stage. Having long since become accustomed to Dan Huang's nagging, Kang Qiong waved his hand and laughed. Within this half year, Kang Qiong had a new plan for his future path. Originally, he was prepared to cultivate to the Jidan stage or 3 years, before going to the imperial capital to participate in the Heaven's Path Sect's disciple acceptance ceremony. But ever since the last battle to send off the Li clan, he had changed his mind about that. That battle had allowed Kang Qiong to see that there were mountains beyond mountains and skies beyond skies, and he knew that his strength would only progress faster if he stepped out of the Heavy Iron City and came into contact with the cultivators of the outside world. Therefore, Kang Qiong followed Emperor Dan's advice and prepared to leave Heavy Iron City after the 7th level of the foundation establishment stage. While honing his skills in the outside world, he rushed towards the imperial capital. These half a year of bitter cultivation, Kang Qiong was precisely preparing to leave Heavy Iron City. Now that Kang Qiong's cultivation had reached the peak of the 6th level of the foundation establishment stage, he was only half a step away from his goal, and it was possible that he would leave Heavy Iron City at any time. You brat, making it seem as if old man forced you to leave home. Amidst Emperor Dan's chatter, Kang Qiong returned to the royal residence. Although he had rarely returned in these half a year, the person who was guarding the door at the royal mansion still recognized him at a glance and hurriedly bowed respectfully. In today's Heavy Iron City, after Li Chunjiao's departure, Kang Qiong was undoubtedly the strongest of the young generation, attracting the attention of everyone. At the same time, he was also the object of admiration of a large number of Wang family's children, and even more so, the object of admiration of those subordinates of the Wang mansion. especially that day when Kang Tian angrily challenged a Jiden stage powerhouse. That invincible and domineering look penetrated into the hearts of the people, and it was even rumored in Heavy Iron City, adding up to the talk of the town after dinner. Slightly nodding to the two guards watching the door, Kang Tian walked into the familiar Wong Fu, traveling towards his own listening to Rain Pavilion. Along the way, the children of the Wong family who met him were all filled with awe, and the subordinates were all filled with respect. Kang Tian's powerful strength had already penetrated deep into the hearts of the people in the royal residence. After returning to the Wong mansion, Kang Tian first took a painful bath, and then went to see grandfather Wong Tixiong. However, what made Kang Tian puzzled was that grandfather was not in the study. It wasn't until he asked one of the guards that he learnt that grandpa had summoned all the family elders for a meeting in the hall today. Kang Tian then waited in the study. At this moment, in the middle of the hall of the royal residence, Wong Tixiong's face was hesitant as he looked at a medium-grade spirit stone in his hand. This piece of medium-grade spirit stone was from the third elder, and according to him, it was Wong Chon who had discovered a medium-grade spirit stone vein, which was located in a mountain forest not far from Heavy Iron City. This was undoubtedly a major news. Once their Wong family obtained the resources from the medium-grade spirit stone vein, their strength would definitely get a huge boost. However, Wong Tixiong doubted the source of this news. After all, this was the news brought by the third elder, and the third elder had always been at odds with him, so if the other party had obtained such an important piece of news, he definitely wouldn't be so kind as to tell him. Of course, the third elder had, after all, taken out a medium-grade spirit stone as evidence, so that Wong Tixiong had to believe it. Moreover, wanting to mine a medium-grade spirit stone vein was not possible by relying on the third elder alone, so it did not exempt him from wanting to borrow the family's strength to mine this medium-grade spirit stone vein. For a while, Wong Tixiong's heart was both shocked and surprised, and at the same time, he was also skeptical. In the end, he simply summoned all the clan elders to discuss this matter together. Patriarch, once we have medium-grade spirit stones, our family's strength will definitely surpass the Lin family. Moreover, once you have a medium-grade spirit stone to cultivate with, it's very likely that you'll break through the Jiden stage realm, so that our Wong family will also have a Jiden stage powerhouse. A neutral elder was finally impressed by the third elder's lobbying, and looked at the medium-grade spirit stone in Wong Tixiong's hand and said excitedly. In reality, it wasn't as if no one had ever doubted the truth of the third elder's words, but this middle-grade spirit stone was in front of them. Knowing that something like a middle-grade spirit stone was not something that they could obtain from the Wong family, this also avoided the suspicion that the third elder was lying, coupled with the fact that the elders close to the third elder's lineage fueled the situation. Those neutral elders then couldn't sit still one by one, and suggested to Wong Tixiong that they should immediately move to mine the vein. Wong Tixiong looked at those excited elders and knew that he couldn't stop them. Besides, he also wanted to see what tricks the third elder was playing this time. If there was really a medium-grade spirit stone vein, it would be good, but if there wasn't, he could also take the opportunity to teach this old boy a lesson. Wong Tixiong thought about it and murmured, "Good, since everyone agrees, this matter is settled. The Grand Elder will step in to preside over the mining of the vein, and the other elders will assist." The elders nodded excitedly. Only the third elder said with some hesitation, "I'm afraid this won't work. It may still require you to make a trip yourself." Wong Tixiong's face sank as he heard this, his sharp gaze looking towards the third elder as he said in a deep voice, "Why is this?" Third elder instead give an explanation. The third elder's words caused a sudden alert in his heart. The other elders also looked curiously at the third elder upon hearing his words, only to see the third elder's face full of embarrassment. He said, The entrance to that vein is in a cave, and there are 3 unicorn wolves guarding it, so I'm afraid that only if all of us here join together can we take care of them." The elders heard the words indistinctly. They had also wondered why the 3rd elder was so generous, and did not have the intention to mine the vein by themselves. They did not faze the words that the 3rd elder was loyal to the family. It turned out to be that they were incapable. However, no one ridiculed the 3 elders. Unicorn wolves are very powerful beasts. The strength of adult unicorn wolves is not under the 9th layer of the foundation establishment, stage cultivators. Not to mention 3 unicorn wolves. Even a single unicorn wolf was not something the 3rd elder could handle. Wang Tixiong's face also looked much better, and in his heart, he somewhat believed in the words of the 3rd elder. For one thing, it was because this middle-grade spirit stone was the most important evidence. And secondly, he also thought that the 3rd elder was incapable of mining it by himself, and that's why he contributed it to the family. Most importantly, with all the elders of the Wang family together, he wasn't afraid of the other party pulling any tricks. After all the elders of the Wang family combined, this was a powerful force that traversed Heavy Iron City. Unless there was a Jiden stage powerhouse, Wang Tixiong was not afraid of anyone. "So that's how it is. Then the old man will come with you." Wang Tixiong gave the 3rd elder a slightly mocking look and said with a smile, "At that time, let's see if you old man can still laugh." Humph. The 3rd elder snorted coldly in his heart as he heard this, killing intent flickering in his eyes. Lin family. Where Lin family head Lin Beishan was in seclusion, Lin Wei with his son Lin Zhuan was waiting nervously. "Father, do you think Grandpa will succeed?" Lin Zhuan asked with some worry. "Definitely." Although Lin Wei was also worried, he said firmly on his lips, "It's still my son who understands my father." An old voice came from the secret room, and with it, an incomparably domineering figure walked out, and it was none other than Lin Beishan. At this moment, Lin Beishan was precisely red-faced and smiling as he walked out of the secret room. "Father, you succeeded," Lin Wei said in surprise, and Lin Zhuan on the side also revealed an excited expression. "Succeeded. The technique given to me by the corpse-catching sect is indeed good. I've successfully formed the inner Dan and have officially stepped into the Jiden stage," Lin Beishan said in a spirited manner, a powerful pressure exuding from his hands and feet. When Lin Wei felt this powerful pressure, his heart was immediately delighted, knowing that his father had indeed succeeded, and that this pressure was precisely the pressure that only a Jiden stage expert would have. "Grandfather, didn't you say that breaking through the Jiden stage will have a heavenly tribulation? How come you didn't cross the apocalypse?" Lin Zhuan said suspiciously. Lin Beishan laughed at his words and said to the beloved grandson in front of him, "Grandson doesn't know. Grandpa would not have been able to break through to the Jiden stage so quickly. This is entirely due to the merit of that technique that the corpse-catching sect passed on to my father, which is a technique against the heavens, by means of stealing from the heavens, letting the demonic beasts inner Dan, instead of the inner Dan that I cultivate with, letting me advance to the Jiden stage, naturally concealing from the heavens, without the need for transmitting the calamity. This corpse-catching sect is surprisingly so powerful, it seems that the task they set for us must be completed quickly. Otherwise they are afraid that they won't let us go either." Lin Wei sniffed worriedly. Lin Beishan nodded his head as he sniffed. He said in a deep voice, "The corpse-catching sect is very mysterious. They neither belong to the Devil's Path cultivators nor the Righteous Path cultivators. But rumor has it that their strength is very terrifying. It's not something we can mess with. Since they want to train us to work for them, let's do a good job seriously, and then rely on their strength to grow our Lin family." Lin Wei nodded, then said, "Right, father. The plan about the Wang family has already been initiated, and in a month's time, we'll be able to make our move." "Good." Father is very relieved that Wire is doing his job. 1 month later, Father will take you guys to exterminate the Wong family with your own hands. However, this matter must not be known to the city lord, and that Qianji auction house must also be kept secret, Lin Beishan said. Father, don't worry. The city lord has something to go to the imperial capital. I'm afraid he won't be back until 3 months later. And since we chose to strike outside the city this time, the people in the city won't even know about it. Lin Wei laughed. That's very good. Lin Beishan revealed a cruel smile at his words. After waiting in the study for half a day, Kang Qion finally met his grandfather, Wang Tixiong. However, he was seen walking in with a serious expression and holding a silver white stone in his hand.